Okay, this video is going to help you get you started with the countdown animation assignment. Now first I just want to explain a little nuance about the folders and how you open files, past files that you've used. So for example, if I were to just go to my File Explorer and I browse to my OneDrive and I'm looking for my Game Programming 1, and here I've got a bunch of files, Python files. I can see they're Python files. And if I were just to double click on one of them, here I'll go Duck Guessing Game. I'll just double click on an older file that it's existing. Notice it runs in the command prompt window. Now, but you can't edit it. So if you're thinking, I want to open this up like you do a Word file, typically you just go in here and you open up a Word file and then you can edit. This doesn't work like that. When you double click, it runs it, but it runs it in a different window, which is called the command prompt window. And then it works. If I were to do, play the game, I can, it works. Anyway, so I got, so you'll see, but then did you see how it said press enter to exit? If I wouldn't have put that code, press enter to exit at the end, it would have closed the window right away when I got it right. And so that's why, here I'll show you how you can open it in 1 second here. Right mouse click, and then edit with IDLE. So you have to do a right mouse click, edit, and then you can edit it. But here we are. This command, the reason we've been putting this input, press enter to exit at the end of every program is so that when I choose to run yours or you choose to run yours by just double clicking and running it in the command prompt, then it will not, oh, I guessed it in one try. Then it doesn't close the window. See, press enter to exit. If I didn't have that input command at the end, it would have just closed the window and I wouldn't have seen that I won. I would have been like, what happened to the window? It would have just closed. Watch when I hit enter, it just closes. See, it just closes the window. So that's why I have you guys type that at the end. Okay, so just wanted to talk about that. That's how you can open existing files by right mouse clicking, and that's how you edit existing files. All right, today's, I'm going to open up the animation one because I already have it all complete. And so this is the same code that I gave you right here. I actually pasted it. You can tell I couldn't screen print all of it in one screen print. I had to just keep printing one. So there might be like little breaks. But look at the line numbers, 26, 27. That's all of my code. It's a huge chunk of code. Now what's going on here? Let's go take a look at it. I first have a while loop with a counter, and it's basically counting down. It puts you into the while loop as long as this count variable is greater than 0. So how does the count variable get established? Well, I have an int input. Now remember, the int just means integer, that I want the user to type in a number rather than text. Okay, so that's all that int does. All right, so the user types in a number, and then it gets assigned equal to count. Then the while loop says, hey, while count is greater than 0, do everything that's indented just over and over. Just keep doing it as long as this is true. This statement is true. So while this is true, do this. So what does it do? It prints the number on the screen. It sleeps for 1/8 of a second. Excuse me, not 8/10 of a second. And then it reduces the count variable by 1. So let's run it and see what happens here. I'll hit F5 on my keyboard. Input a number to be counted down. I type in 5. I hit enter. 5, 4, 3. You can see why I forgot to tell you what's going to happen as the animation, but it didn't look all that pretty. And this is why I showed you guys at the very beginning how to run these things using looking at this folder here and double clicking and running it in the command prompt. So today's is meant to be run in the command, the command prompt window. So if I just double click on it to test it, enter a number to be counted down, I'll type in 2, hit enter, blast off, and now look, it works better. The rocket looks good, like it's taking off the screen. Press enter to exit because that's the end of the program. I hit enter and then it disappears. It closes the window. So looking back at our code, here's what's going on. I wanted you guys to practice with the while loop because we've had experience with it once now with the guessing game. But I want to show you guys another way to use the while loop, and it's pretty cool. Then the second thing I'm showing you today is animation using Ascii Art. So what's Ascii Art? Ascii Art, let's just go do a real quick look online here. Oops, Ascii Art. And if I do Ascii Art, let's see here, Ascii Art, we've got text art. There's all kinds of, oh my gosh, look at all these pictures. Anyway, so you could just do Ascii Art, animals, maybe whatever you want. I did a rocket, I guess. I think I drew that. But you guys can, let's say I pick this one. Now it won't let you copy paste because, in some cases it will. So if you want to copy one from online, find an Ascii Art that you choose to do for yours instead of the rocket. I'm not going to require you all to do the rocket like I did. But if you want to find like a little picture of something that you want to paste over here to do Ascii Art, that's fine with me. You don't have to copy mine. In fact, the honors students, to get honors credit, you have to change yours. I want yours to be, you can either make it a more elaborate rocket, or maybe you could have a picture of a little stick figure here, and there's a little soccer ball, and the little stick figure kicks it, and the ball rolls across. Maybe there's a picture of a goal, and the ball goes in the goal, and then it says goal, score, or something like that at the end. But here's what we're doing. I just want to show how it works. What I did was I went and found a rocket. Actually, this one I think I just created. I didn't go find it online. But here's how it works. Is now we're learning that you can use triple quote, and then you don't have to type a print statement each time. I could have just typed print, open quote, close quote on each line, print, open, close quote, and just had all of this in each line had its own print statement. But what we can use now is a triple quote, and then you close it with a triple quote at the end, and it'll print that picture on the screen. So watch, I'll give you a chance to look at it here. I'll have this sleep. Instead of 0.3, I'll have it sleep for 10 seconds so that we can take a look. All right, so if I just run it, enter a number to be counted down, 1, and now the first picture is just going to sit here for 10 seconds so we can look at it. So the triple quote was up here. I intentionally put some space, and the reason I did that was so that I could see the rocket starting to move off the ground before it disappears. And then what it does is it clears the screen. So let's take a look here. The code then, oops, come on now. So it sleeps for however long I want it to. And then it does what's called a system clear screen. The CLS stands for clear screen, just a command using the OS module. So that's something else new that we're going to use. Don't worry, you don't have to memorize this, but it's nice to have so that we can make reference in the future. You might say, oh, how did I clear that screen? And then you just go back and open up this program in the future. And you can, I steal code from my old programs all the time. I'm like, oh, I forgot how I did this. And I just open up old files and go, oh, that's how I did it. And so anyway, so here's what I'm doing. I just, once I typed all this in, my first picture, did this, sleep, OS, system. Then what I did was I copied from here all the way down to here. Control C, I copied, or right mouse click, copy right. And then I hit enter, and I pasted, Control V. And then I simply deleted a line. Here, watch. Delete. So it looks like the rocket went up a little bit, and then look what I did down here. I added 3 little bubbles, like as if it's the smoke is starting to. So I just hit enter, and I typed in like bubbles, like smoke. Oops, I mean not O's. I must have used the letter O, not zeros. So anyway, that's how I did it. Then I just kept changing the picture, but I wanted this, the print, and this last 3 quotes to have the same number of spaces between. Oops, I almost forgot to turn on my line numbers. But anyway, and that way the picture, when it clears the screen, it always comes back and it's sitting in the same location. So I've got the same number of spaces. So that's a good idea, and that's why I do the copy paste. And it just makes it easier. And then you can move your image a little bit. And then the next one, I deleted a space up here, added another row or 2, and add some smoke around it. And so I just kept going. Look at that. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, until I got what I wanted. Now I got to get rid of what I don't want to mess this up. I just added one in here. And I think I'll get rid of that. Delete. Okay, so just wanted to give you guys an idea. So that's how I created this picture. And remember, when you test it, you're going to be going over, back here to your folder, and you just double click on it in your folder so that it runs in the command prompt. And that's how I created it. And so you guys get to create your own image today. Oops, I must have left it at 10 seconds. I forgot to save it. So anyway, have some fun with it. Honor students, you have to come up with a different picture. The rest of you, if you choose to, you can copy mine. That's fine. Get it working. But honor students, you have to do something a little bit different than mine. But you're all free to go, like I said, go online and find some Ascii art out there. And if you want, then you can copy it. Maybe you can find a bunny rabbit and have it walk across the screen or whatever you want to do. Okay? Have some fun with it and come back and show me for credit.